and cruisers in the St. Augustine area. Hopefully everyone's enjoying this wonderful day in St. Augustine, Florida. My name is Brian Bliss and I'm here with Kelly. We're broadcasting for the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. We're broadcasting live this evening from the English Landing Marina up the San Sebastian River at the Marina Munch. We are on board a beautiful motor vessel provided to us by the Admiral Yacht Sales Corporation. It is the motor vessel Ovation. Special thanks to Mark Drugas with Admiral Yacht Sales.
We have guests in the distance. Guests in the distance.
Today's show is brought to you by Anchor Eats Nautical Delivery Service, as well as Admiral Yacht Sales. We do this broadcast every Thursday evening at 1800 hours to share valuable information with our boating family. You can also check out our St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page. It's the private page. It's a great way to meet fellow boaters and to share important boating and local information. Check that out and encourage it. It is the private page, St. Augustine Cruisers Network. Well, hopefully everybody's having an amazing week here in St. Augustine. I mean, we had an incredible holiday weekend here in St. Augustine. What a beautiful show that the city put on for the 4th of July. That was an amazing fireworks display, and to see it from the water was truly amazing. Want to put a special thanks out there to all of our law enforcement and city officials that helped us make that event a special event and safe event here in the St. Augustine area. Celebrations are truly amazing here in the ancient city. Now, I was on the water with Anchor Eats all weekend long at the sandbars with the Sandbar Patrol, and our boating family was out enjoying amazing waters here in the nation's oldest city. We welcomed 2 new ambassadors to the Anchor Eats family. We welcomed Hannah and Stagger as 2 of our new ambassadors for the Anchor Eats team. Anchor Eats organized a sandbar cleanup the day after the holiday on Monday, and we provided free ice cream for all of our volunteers. Big thank you to all that participated in helping keep our waters clean here in St. Augustine.
We had some young people help. That was really nice.
Now, this evening's broadcast, we will go over some information about this weekend here in St. Augustine, some of the events happening. We'll also talk about some of the weather and tidal conditions and just general information, boating information for our boating family here in the St. Augustine area. Before we get going with our show, we'd like to conduct a roll call to see if anybody's out there listening to us this afternoon. And if anybody has anything they'd like to say or any questions they'd like to ask, remember, I encourage participation in the St. Augustine Cruisers Network radio broadcast. So without further ado, if there's anyone out there listening this evening you'd like to check in, now's the time for roll call. Please check in now.
This is broadcast.
There you are. How you doing, sir? Good afternoon.
Hey.
Remember, this show is a completely interactive show. I encourage participation. If you have any questions or have any comments to share with our boating community, that is what this show is designed for. We do this broadcast to help our boating family, as well as we have the St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page, both valuable sources of information for our boating family. Now, St. Augustine's a very popular destination. I call it the best, most popular destination on the East Coast. But we do have some strong currents here in and around the city of St. Augustine. So during each broadcast, I like to talk about the weather and tides here in the ancient city. Please be advised I'm not a weatherman at all, but I do like to share the tidal and weather information with you. My tidal information I get from the usharbors.com, and the times are for the downtown area. Those boaters that are out there looking for slack water, your slack water is 50 minutes after the tidal change. So St. Augustine is a plus 50 for slack water. That's 50 minutes after the tidal change for slack water. This Friday, tomorrow, we're going to have a low tide at 11:15 in the morning. Followed by a high tide tomorrow afternoon about 5:30 in the afternoon. Saturday, we're going to have a high tide just before 6 a.m. early in the morning on Saturday. Then we're going to have that ebb tide all morning long with a low tide around 12:15. Followed up by an evening high tide at 6:40 p.m. Sunday, we're going to have high tide early in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, followed by a low tide about 1:15 in the afternoon with a late evening high tide on Sunday night at 7:45. With all those numbers, the most important thing I heard is that it's going to be perfect sandbar conditions for this weekend. We're going to have that high tide early to get you out of the marinas, low tide in the middle of the day so you can enjoy that beach at the sandbars, and then a flood tide in the afternoon to help you get off the sandbars and head home. Good sandbar exposure should be expected around 10:30 to 2:30 on Saturday. We'll see you at the sandbars. Please remember to use caution with the strong currents in and around the city of St. Augustine. Best way to do that, best way to negotiate the currents is to know your tides. Also, just a reminder, please be courteous with your wakes in and around the city of St. Augustine, especially around the sandbars. Those boats are tied together. There are people in the water. If you would not like to be waked, then please do not wake everyone else. Our NOAA forecast for our offshore weather I get from NOAA for our marine forecast, and this is for the area between St. Augustine and Flagler Beach out to 20 nautical miles. Tomorrow, we're going to have southwest winds 5 to 10 knots in the morning. South winds in the afternoon. That sea breeze kicks up about 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas are going to be 2 to 4 feet offshore with an occasional 5-foot set. Our inland waters will be choppy tomorrow. Saturday, we're going to have southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. South winds in the afternoon when that southeast breeze kicks up, that sea breeze, it'll be about 15 to 20 in the afternoon. That's going to chop up the inland waters. Our seas offshore Saturday will be 2 to 3 feet. So those of you looking to go offshore and catch some fish, I hear them kingfish are running. Sunday, we're going to have southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet with just a light chop on the inland waters. Be advised, those of you venturing further than 20 miles offshore, you can expect a little higher seas. Now, our weather forecast I get from the Weather Channel, and I'd like to share with you the weather for this weekend. Friday, we're going to have a high of 96 degrees with a low of 77 degrees. We're going to have a 25% chance of rain. We're going to have a mix of some clouds and sun and a stray shower possible. This is the time of year the heat of the day brings up these showers. You can see the rain coming up out of the south right now. Saturday, we're going to have a high of 95 and a low of 76 degrees. There's going to be a 50% chance of rain on Saturday. Going to be sunny in the morning, and then as that heat builds up during the day, we'll get scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. Be advised, some of those thunderstorms can be heavy. Plan accordingly. Sunday, we're going to have a high of 92 degrees with a low of 76 degrees. 80% chance of rain on Sunday, as we have partly cloudy in the morning, and then we have a front passing through. It's a cold front, go figure. Cold front passing through with thunderstorms likely in the afternoon on Sunday. This cold front will linger until Tuesday, and we'll have highs. It's going to cool it off a whole whopping about 5 degrees. We're going to have highs in the 80s and lows in the mid-70s. Please remember, I'm not a weatherman, but I have stayed in Holiday Inn Express before. but I'd just like to share the information with you about the St. Augustine area, the tides, our current, and our local information. We're going to take a quick break, clear the channel. We're going to put some canvas up, get ready for this rain, and we'll be right back with you. Please stand by. Did you not want on?
What's this?
What? I like the music.
Anything that doesn't have voice with it.
Welcome back, boaters and cruisers in the St. Augustine area. My name is Brian Bliss, and I'm with Kelly, and I'm broadcasting live this evening for the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. We're coming to you live from the English Landing Marina up the San Sebastian River at the Marina Munch this afternoon. Special thanks to Admiral Yacht Sales for providing this wonderful boat for us to do the broadcast from. This is a portion of the broadcast where we like to go over a little bit of information about our marinas, bridges, just different information, geographical, nautical information for our cruising and boating family. So I'd like to tell you about our marinas here in the St. Augustine Inlet, or in the St. Augustine area. We have several marinas that are full service marinas. We have lots of restaurants and places on the water where you can get out of the water. So I'd like to share a little bit of that information with you now. First on our list is the Comanche Cove Marina. The Comanche Cove Marina is a full-service marina located in Volano Beach, that's north of the city. The direct contact channel for Comanche Cove Marina is channel 68 as well as channel 16. Comanche Cove Marina is a full-service marina offering transient dockage, both annual and monthly and transient dockage. They have dockage available. They have fuel and diesel for sale. They have some of the best prices in St. Augustine on their fuel and diesel. And they also have pump out services available. They have shops, stores, and restaurants located on their property, as well as a full service boat yard. Talked to Mike and the guys over there at Comanche Cove, and he told me that they are finished with their dredging. They have their new fuel pumps. They are ready to go. Everything's ready to serve the public. So remember, if you go over to the Comanche Cove Marina, they got a breakwater that's outside their marina that cuts out most of the current that's in the Volano Beach area, making the slow speed maneuvering a little easier. They have a nice protected harbor there at Comanche Cove. Comanche Cove is also home to Vinny's Pizza, some of the best pizza in St. Augustine. Their Anchor Eats delivers Vinny's Pizza all day, every day. Vinny's Pizza, check them out over at Comanche Cove Marina. Remember, if you're going to be doing anything with Comanche Cove Marina, if you're going to go in there for any services, you can call them on channel 68 and request whatever you need, what services that you need, and get into their queue and follow their directions. They monitor channel 68 for Comanche Cove Marina. Just across the inlet there is a local favorite marina, the second of our big three marinas. It's the Conch House Marina. The Conch House Marina is a full-service marina. They offer fuel sales, diesel sales, dockage, but more importantly, They have one of the most popular tiki bars and restaurants on the water here in St. Augustine. I highly encourage you checking out the tiki bar. They got live music, and they have their drink of choice. The favorite drink for the concourse is the Goombay Smash. Cool thing to do at the concourse is to go there, get there around when the charter boats are coming back, and they have our charter fleets look is out of the concourse marina. You can watch all the fish that come back on those charter boats, listen to live music, and drink one of their Goombay Smashes out there on their beautiful tiki bar. Concourse Marina is a very busy marina. If you need anything from the concourse, remember to give them a call on their direct channel 69, before you approach or enter the marina, so you can get into the schedule and follow their directions. That way we make sure everybody has plenty of assistance when they get to the dock. Remember, we do have those strong currents here in the St. Augustine area. Now you'll notice when I said the concourse marina, I said that I did not include that they have pump out services. That's because the concourse uses a local favorite pump out service here in St. Augustine called the Code Brown Mobile Pump Out Service. I spoke briefly last week about Code Brown and how awesome it is that they're out there keeping our waters clean. And today, for our after show, our after party, our Captain's Corner live on Facebook, we actually have the owner of Code Brown in. We're going to be talking to him and getting the scoop on what it takes to keep the waters here in St. Augustine clean. So make sure you tune in for our second half of this morning's or this evening's show, and you'll meet Chris with Code Brown Mobile Pump Out. Now let's talk about the crown jewel here in St. Augustine. That is our Bridge of Lions. The Bridge of Lions is a bascule bridge right in the heart of downtown St. Augustine. And this bridge monitors channel 09 as well as all bridges in the state of Florida. Remember that the Bridge of Lions is on a schedule, every hour on the hour and on the half hour. This is where you need to be very aware of your currents here in St. Augustine while you're waiting on that bridge. Make sure that you plan accordingly. Also, please, if you're going to be using our inlet here in St. Augustine, please remember to stay in the inlet inside the channel markers all the way to the sea buoy if you're outbound, and start your inbound approach from the sea buoy if you're inbound. Then we do get significant shoaling and sandbars both north and south of the inlet. So make sure you use caution when transiting the St. Augustine Inlet. Let's talk about our third of our big three marinas here in St. Augustine, and that is the St. Augustine Municipal Marina. This is the city's marina. This is a full service marina. They offer fuel sales, diesel sales, pump out services, both mobile and dockside. They have transient dockage available. One of the nice things that the municipal marina has, they have a complimentary shuttle service that operates to our two downtown mooring fields. This is the Menendez mooring field south of the Bridge of Lions and the San Marco mooring field north of the Bridge of Lions. They like to run this shuttle service daily from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. and it runs in 2-hour intervals. You can contact the municipal marina on their direct channel, channel 71, if you have any questions. Those of you not staying in the mooring fields and utilizing the shuttle service and you'd like to purchase a daily dinghy pass, they are available through the St. Augustine Municipal Marina. Remember, the St. Augustine Municipal Marina is the doorstep to the city. The staff that works at the marina there, they're very knowledgeable, they're very helpful, they are ambassadors to the city. If you need anything, make sure you give them a call if you have any questions. The folks over there at the city marina are very helpful. You can call them on channel 71. And again, remember, the three big marinas here in St. Augustine are very busy. So if you're planning on getting any services from those marinas, I highly recommend calling them prior to your arrival so you can get in the queue, follow your directions, and make sure that you have adequate assistance when you get to the dock. Now let me tell you about where we're at today. We're at the English Landing Marina. This is up the San Sebastian River. This is a little river just south of town, just north of the 312 bridge. We're at the English Landing Marina. They have a food truck village here called Marina Munch.
I'm on it right now.
This is a happening spot, let me tell you. They have a jam session tonight. They do from 6 to 8. I encourage you to bring your instrument, come on up, and jam out with the band and have some of the great foods from one of the many food trucks that they have available here at the Marina Munch. Tomorrow here at the Marina Munch, we actually have a special event taking place by the Fire and Smoke food truck. This is a fire and smoke barbecue food truck, and they're doing it's a charity event. They've teamed up with food with the fellas, and they're providing complimentary meals starting at 2 o'clock. I encourage you to check that out and come and support a good cause. It's one meal per person. That starts at 2 o'clock. Come see the Fire and Smoke food truck here at the Marina Munch. Then always remember you can cool down with cold drinks from the cantina here at the Marina Munch as well. Also up the San Sebastian River is another marina we have up here called the Cat's Paw Marina. They sell gas and diesel, but they have a great restaurant located on their property called the Grouper Shack. It's a great place to go in the afternoons. They have dockage available outside the marina. You can pull up by boat and enjoy the Grouper Shack. They're home of the everyday, all day, $4 beers. Remember, just a short walk up the road from the Cat's Paw Marina and the Grouper Shack, you have the Boathouse, which is a local favorite. They have live music on their deck on the weekends, so check out the Boathouse. Now let's talk about some of the events going on here in the St. Augustine area this weekend. Tonight, right now, right this very minute while we're talking, turn off your radio and go check this out. We have the concert in the plaza. This is a free event downtown in the St. Augustine area.
Square.
Right there in the square. It's a free event from 6 to 8. They have live music. It's a great time by all. Check it out. It's every Thursday night downtown in the plaza. I highly recommend bringing a chair. Those benches go fast. Then Saturday morning, there's a really cool event going on up in Milano. It's called the Mermaids and Pirates Popsicles in the Park. This is happening Saturday from 7 to 11. Oh, I'm sorry, Saturday the 11th. It starts at 9:30 in the morning in Milano Beach at the Pavilion. This is a perfect family morning beach event. Dress like pirates and mermaids and enjoy popsicles, craft stations, face painting. This is a free event.
Say that 5 times real fast, Cap.
Now you can find out more events just like these that I've told you about by checking out a great website. This is called visitstaugustine.com. This is a very helpful website. It gives you information about the shuttle services available as well as all the different festivals and things going on in and around the city. Now let's talk about our farmers markets. Saturday, we have the big farmers market at the amphitheater. This happens every Saturday from 8:30 to 12:30. This is a great event. They have hundreds of vendors. They have vegetables to jewelry. They have all kinds of things, fresh breads. It's a great event. They have live music. They have a jam session that's incredible. If you play an instrument, bring it to the farmers market. They have free parking, but unfortunately there are no pets allowed at the amphitheater, so you have to leave your 4-legged family members at home. This event at the amphitheater goes from 8:30 to 12:30 every Saturday. Sunday, my favorite farmers market is the St. Augustine Farmers Market at the Classic Car Museum. This is a great farmers market. Lots of vendors, pet friendly, free parking. It is a great event. I highly encourage you checking that out. They change their times from 9 to 1, so check that out. It's at the Classic Car Museum every Sunday. That's home of the Dogtown Hot Dogs, the official hot dog of the Sandbar Patrol. Also, if you're on the north end of St. Augustine, we have the North City Farmers Market. It's in the Schooners parking lot. This is a great farmers market, lots of events, and it runs from 9 to 1 as well, and it's also pet friendly. Check that out. That's the North City Farmers Market up in the Schooners parking lot on Sunday. Now it's hot. I mean, it's hot. It's so hot outside. The best way to stay cool is to stay wet. So our sandbars will be perfect this weekend for getting out there on that low tide. So look for the Anchor Eats Sandbar Patrol. They have hot dogs, pizza, and ice cream. Now those of you that are too hot to be outside, that's all right. We got lots of stuff in there, and we got air conditioning escapes happening all over the city. The entire city of St. Augustine is a museum, but it also is dotted with air-conditioned museums throughout. So you can check out the Lightner Museum, the Potter's Wax Museum, the Old Jail, the Medieval Torture Museum, or even the Shipwrecked Maritime Museum. All of them are great sources of information, as well as a great place to be in some air conditioning. Talked briefly about the amphitheater. The amphitheater it just got an award for being like one of the most popular venues, I think, in the world. I mean, just in the country, I think. But the amphitheater won this, and they are getting great bands. Check out the amphitheater's website. It's called theamp.com. They actually have Men at Work playing on the 17th, and Dirk Bentley's coming on the 18th of this month. Check out their website to find out more information. Theamp.com. Also, remember that the St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page, you can check that page out for vital information, but they also plan events. We have Captain Sarah, our event planner of St. Augustine. She plans events at local watering holes in and around the city. Check out the event section under the St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page and come and meet some fellow boaters. It's a great way to connect with fellow boaters. That's just some of the stuff happening in and around the city of St. Augustine. Now, with every show, I like to close the show with a blessing. So please stand by for this evening's boating blessing. May you have fair winds and following seas, and may your engine never fail you. May the waters be calm, your lines stay secure, and your hull bring you safely back to port. Please remember to live proper and to be kind and make amazing memories while you're here in the ancient city. Now is the time we're going to have a general announcement portion. I open the floor up. Is there anything that anybody would like to share with the group before we close our radio broadcast portion of the show? If so, please do so now. Please remember to join us on Facebook on our Anchor Eats channel for our live continuation of today's show, when we'll talk with the owner of the Code Brown mobile pump out service. We'll get information about the Code Brown service and different ways that you can help keep our amazing waters here in St. Augustine clean. That's as soon as we finish up with this broadcast. When the broadcast concludes, we will go to the Anchor Eats Facebook page. So please tune in on the Anchor Eats Facebook page for our live broadcast. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to this afternoon's broadcast. I'd like to remind you to get out there, have fun, and stay safe on the water here in St. Augustine. Remember to tune in next Thursday for our next broadcast. It'll be at 1800 hours. Next Thursday, we're going to be talking to the creator and the person behind the St. Augustine Farmers Market down at the Classic Car Museum. Very excited to talk to her. So make sure you tune in next week for our live broadcast as well as our Facebook show.
And when you're out on the water this weekend, please help us keep the waters clean.
Also, please remember you can catch any portion of today's show or any of the past broadcasts by checking out the Anchor Eats YouTube channel. On behalf of our sponsors, Admiral Yacht Sales and Anchor Eats, I'd like to thank you very much for your sponsorship for today's show. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to today's show. Get out there and have a great weekend. We're going to have perfect weather on Saturday for a wonderful day at the sandbar.
Because I'm telling him to wrap it up.
On behalf of myself, Brian, and Kelly, and the St. Augustine Cruisers Network, we'd like to thank you for listening into our broadcast this morning. And we are clear, and we have nothing further. We'll be going to our live radio broadcast. So have a wonderful day. Tune in to Facebook.
In like 3 minutes. Bye.